What's going on, guys? Hope everybody's having a great day. Could Bryan Kohberger walk free? Now, of course he could, because he is innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. We have heard a lot of things come out about Bryan Kohberger, and it paints a pretty clear narrative of what happened. Certain information that we have heard about leads us to believe that they have that information that will nail him to the wall of sorts, right? But we haven't seen that information yet. We have seen arrest affidavits that have specific information that paints a pretty clear picture of what they believe happened that night. But we haven't even had a pretrial hearing yet to let us know what they think necessarily and what Bryan Kohberger's defense will be if he has an alibi, if he has a good defense against this, or if he's going to rest on it's the burden for you to prove that I did it. And if you can't prove that I did it, then I have nothing to say. I believe that they will put up a pretty hardy defense, right? Now, a lot of people mistake when I say that to act as though I'm saying Bryan Kohberger should have to prove himself innocent. That's not how it works in the United States of America. The burden of proof falls on the prosecution. They have to prove that he did it beyond any reasonable doubt. The defense, though, they have to instill that doubt to the jury. They can't just let the prosecution get up and tell a story that paints Bryan Kohberger as this guy who fell in love with somebody, decided to go into that house one night, discovered her and her best friend asleep in the bed, and murdered them, came downstairs, murdered two more of their friends, and then went out even though another roommate opened the door and saw him as he passed, and then carried on with his daily life. People are capable of doing this. Somebody did this, or multiple people did it. But for right now, the prime suspect in the Idaho 4 case is Bryan Kohberger, and what's been reported about him paints a pretty clear picture of his guilt, right? Can we all agree to that? What I've said so far, he is innocent until proven guilty, but the narrative is definitely that he is guilty, that it is him, right? And it's up to his defense to instill doubt now, because we've heard enough information from the prosecution. Even though there's a gag order, only one side can give their narrative at the moment, and that's the ones who have the power to decide what has to be gagged and what isn't gagged, right? We can have sources and leaks, but that's unverified information. Remember that. If we don't know where it's coming from, we can't take it as fact. We just can't. Even if it seems like it would make sense, it could still be a lie. I'm always and always have given Bryan Kohberger his reasonable doubt for now. Maybe he is guilty. Maybe he's innocent. I don't know, because I haven't heard all the facts of the case. There could be many ways that this case goes that proves that it wasn't just Bryan Kohberger, or it wasn't Bryan Kohberger. Bryan Kohberger couldn't have done it because he was somewhere else doing something else. Maybe they have some type of evidence that shows that. We haven't seen any of that. But to assume they have that is the exact same as assuming that the prosecution has more than what we know they have. So either way, the correct answer to the question of is Bryan Kohberger guilty should be I don't know. We all have our own opinions, and our opinions are valid because that's what we think. I'm allowed to process the information that I've heard and give my opinion, and so are you.